An educator at Harvard got a mysterious call from the astronomy department telling him an unnamed billionaire offered to fund new research to help him unravel the mystery of UFOs. Now AVI LOEB has big plans on how to do it with something called the Galileo Project. And guess what? He joins us right now here on NBCLX. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for hosting me.
All right, so I know everything with the Galileo Project is still in the early stages, but help me make a headline here, help me break some news. What is the absolute latest and most interesting development to come out of the Galileo Project? What are you most excited about?
Well, we just started in the last month, and we're basically trying to design the telescope systems that we will use, and that will include each system will have a few telescopes whose goal is to take a high-resolution image of an unidentified aerial phenomena and figure out its nature by the way it moves in 3 dimensions and by a high-resolution image that we might get and detecting it in different wavelengths, for example, using radar, using optical telescopes. And the way we want to obtain the information is by purchasing off-the-shelf instruments, putting them together, and basically getting much more information than is available right now to the public, and doing it in a scientific way, meaning that we have full control over the instruments. It's not a jittery camera in the cockpit of a fighter jet that was not optimized for this purpose. And we don't want to look at the classified data. They are of no interest to us. Any human-made object is very boring to us. If we find a drone that says made in country X on Earth, we will deliver the data directly to anyone interested in Washington, D.C. We don't care about that. What we want to see is the one out of many that might be unusual. And even if one is of extraterrestrial origin, it would have a huge impact on humanity.
Mm-hmm. Now, the findings, would they be classified the way that they've been with governments around the world, or would they be free to the public?
Not at all. We will have open data that is analyzed in a transparent way, the way scientists work. And frankly, I don't want to look at classified data because it would limit my freedom as a scientist to speak openly about the subject. And so just like a kid, when adults tell a kid the truth is so and so, the kid wants to find it for himself or herself by checking. And what we will do is try to reproduce the discovery of unidentified objects and try to identify the unidentified by having much higher quality data using telescopes. Astronomers usually look at distant objects with telescopes, but we will focus on nearby objects. And if a bird flies above an astronomical telescope, the astronomers ignore it. We will focus on it, make sure it's a bird, and then ignore it. But if we find anything unusual, the public will know about it, and it will be in a transparent way. And we will build multiple telescope systems in many different locations and cover as much of the sky as our budget affords.
Yes, sir. We have time for just one more, and it's really the big question, because a lot of people see this and they think extraterrestrials. I know you're going to wait on all of the data to come in before making a decision, but do you believe extraterrestrials exist, and do you believe your research could help determine if, in fact, extraterrestrials are behind the UFOs that we're seeing here on Earth?
Oh, definitely. I think, we know that most stars formed billions of years before the sun, and about half of them have a planet the size of the Earth, roughly at the same separation. So it's quite possible that we are not the smartest kid on the block, and there was a more advanced technological civilization before us that sent out AI systems that filled the Milky Way galaxy. And we just need to look at the sky to see if any of them is in our vicinity.
All right, fascinating conversation. Avi LOEB of the Galileo Project will be sure to keep an eye on your research. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thanks for having me.